So the real estate market and the Charlotte real estate market are changing day by day. We're going to go through what's going on, and we're getting started right now. My name is Eli Magids, and I'm a real estate advisor here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the surrounding areas of Charlotte, North Carolina, specializing in luxury homes, new home construction, and custom home builds. But more importantly, I am your realtor with heart. Not trying to sell you a house, but here to help you find a home and a lifestyle that you and your family are gonna love. If you think that you and I are a good fit, please feel free to reach out. My contact information is down below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up because it helps me out. And if you're inclined to, please subscribe. And if you're looking for more information about the Charlotte area, I have a free online guide. Link is below or on my website. So the Charlotte real estate market is changing minute by minute, second by second. I have a couple of articles that have just been released, a couple of big tidbits and big takeaways, and I'm going to let you know what's going on right now here in Charlotte. So this is a compilation of a couple of articles that have come out recently. This one is dated August 30th, 2022, CNBC, but it quotes other articles as well. Home prices weakened in June, but were still much higher than a year ago, says S&P Case-Shiller. Case-Shiller Index is the index that tells us 20 of the top markets in the country and how they're doing. Let's go to the article. Key points: home prices in June were 18% higher than during the same month last year, according to the Case-Shiller Index. That's a weaker pace than in May of this year, which showed a 19.9% annual gain. Another report last week showed that home prices fell 0.77% from June to July, the first monthly decline in nearly 3 years, and that's a biggie. Home prices in June were 18% higher than they were during the same month last year, like I just said. That's a weaker pace than in May of this year, which showed a 19.9% annual gain. The 10-city composite index of the Case-Shiller rose 17.4%, down from 19.1% in the previous month. The 20-city composite was 18.6% higher year over year, down from 20.5% in May, meaning prices are slowing down. Cities with the biggest price drop: Seattle, San Francisco, San Jose, LA, San Diego, and Denver. Now, it's important to bear in mind that deceleration and decline are two entirely different things, and that prices are still rising at a robust clip. Now, let me just tell you, while prices have been rising, let's say the first 6 months of this year, I do not feel here in Charlotte that things are still rising. In fact, I see them slowing and going down a little bit. June's growth rates for all three composites are at or above the 95th percentile of the historical experience. For the first 6 months of 2022, in fact, the national composite is up 10.6%. However, we don't know what's going to be for the second 6 months of 2022. In the last 35 years, only 4 complete years have witnessed increases that large. Another report last week showed that home prices declined, like we mentioned before, 0.77% from June to July. It was the first monthly fall in nearly 3 years, according to Black Knight, a mortgage software data and analytics firm. While the drop may seem small, and it is small, it is the largest single monthly decline in prices since January of 2021. It is also the second worst July performance dating back to 1991, behind the 0.9% decline in July 2010 during the Great recession. Home prices are softening due to rising mortgage rates, making an already expensive housing market even more so. Sales of both new and existing homes have been dropping for several months, leading some economists to call a housing recession. We've previously noted that the mortgage financing has become more expensive as the Federal Reserve ratchets up its interest rates, a process that continued as our June data was gathered. As the macroeconomic environment continues to be challenging, home prices may well continue to decelerate. That's one article, that's a bunch of different sources, but it's saying housing market is decelerating, and in fact, it is going down a little bit. Now to go to that Case-Shiller report, which is the granddaddy of them all. Here in Charlotte, let's take a look what's going on. Charlotte, change from June to May, still increased 1.8%. From May to April, it was 2.3%, so it's slowing down. Year over year, it's still an increase of 25.5%. So what's going on here in Charlotte? Market is still very strong. Initially, 2 or 3 months ago, we got a large surge of houses on the market. Since then, sellers have seen that there's not as much action for the houses, and a lot of people are now reluctant to put their homes on the market. So we still do not have enough homes, especially enough great homes. I have multiple people that I'm working with. We cannot find them great homes. However, if we do find a great home, there is opportunity to get it. And the last 2 homes that I've gotten under contract in the last couple of weeks, I have negotiated for lower prices. First time in forever. So the takeaway is prices are moderating for sure. There is a little bit of weakness and negotiation power in some houses. Some houses are going very fast still, but a lot of houses, if they're overpriced, are going to sit on the market a little while. They will go down in price a little bit, and there will be a buyer. So what's going on here in Charlotte? Prices are definitely a little soft. Things are going down a little bit. Are they dropping completely to nothing? Absolutely not. We're not going into a crash, guys. There are not enough houses and not enough good houses, and a lot of sellers are holding on to their houses. So prices are not dropping. However, if you find a good house, there's a chance that we can negotiate a lower price to some degree. Are they going to be going for $200,000 less on a $1.4 million house? No. Are they going to go for $75,000 less? Maybe. If you're looking for a luxury home here in the Charlotte metropolitan area, whether it's a resale, whether it's a build in a new home development, whether it's a custom home, and you think that you and I are a good fit, I would love to hear from you. Contact information is down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until we see each other again, next time.